Well, are we live? Looks like we're live. I think I'm ready for this. Got my coffee. Got my books I'm going to be showing. Um, yeah, I think so. That's it. All right. Hey there, comic fam. Bullseye Bob here, and welcome to Everything Comics. And welcome to just a casual Tuesday night comic talk, chit chat, whatever you want to call it. It's been a while since I have done a live stream, and I'm hoping that some people will join. I've talked to a lot of people for quite a while, and so it'd be pretty awesome to see some people pop into the chat and just come on in and say hi. Like I said, it's been a little while since I have done any videos, any live streams, and there's a whole bunch of reasons why that is, and I can get into all that later. But it felt like the right time to go ahead and get into putting something out, because I've been getting a lot of messages from people saying, "Hey, where you at?" And so very cool. Like I said, it's been a little while. Gosh, I think I did my last update video. I don't know, a couple months ago now, and it just feels so weird not to be so connected to the comic community. And but have no fear, I haven't gone anywhere. Still love you all very much. Looking forward to the next phase of our life here in Portland, and getting back into what I love to do the most, which is reading comics, sharing my passion for it with everybody, and just getting back into the normal swing of things. And so yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just been a while. It's been a while, and it was high time. Had a couple of things come about in the last couple of weeks. Yeah, and slowly, it's not things that have just happened recently, but like in the last 2 or 3 weeks, I got an amazing AOK that I figured that I would show off to you guys tonight. It's a really cool AOK. I've already shown this to Damien Sleepy Reader and to John Stout, the day after I got it, and so I've kind of been holding this as one of those things that I would share with the community at some point. And then I last night I finally went to go see the new Doctor Strange movie, and so we'll get into my thoughts on that. The new Thor trailer just dropped yesterday. I got thoughts on that as well, and then we can get into some updates as to where I'm at, how things are going, and what we can expect going forward in the future, and then we'll wrap it up tonight. Does that sound okay to you guys? All right, so I'm just going to check into the chat to see else. Looks like some people here. And first up, my good buddy TM Nerdy, always starting off the pack. Good to see you, my friend. He is the absolute cheerleader for just about everybody in the community. I love you, brother. Good to see you. Mr. John Stout, he says, "Hi, Bob. Snoogans. Snoogans, my friend. Snooch to the booch." Good to see you, John. Thanks for showing up tonight. Damien, how's it going, my friend? I just was texting back and forth with Damien earlier today, but thank you for coming out and supporting me tonight, brother. Nova69, how's it going, my friend? Thank you very much for joining and supporting tonight. Shane, how's it going, Shane? It's been a little while since I've seen you as well. Good to see you, my friend. James Phelps says, "Bob, so good to see you. Feels like forever." Yes, it does feel like forever. And I apologize for that, but things happen, life happens, and I'm here, and like I said, we'll get into some of those things later. But thank you for coming out there, James. Shane says, "Glad you're back." Thank you so much, Shane. It feels good to be back. I wouldn't say that I'm fully back. I wouldn't say I've fully ever left either. But it sure is good to be on tonight doing a live stream. We got Joram Greenwell. How's it going? Good to see you, my friend. Station. And man, really cool having a lot of you guys come out tonight. Thank you so much. Oh, my good buddy Eric, the Rogue Trader. Hey to you too, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. And man, it's going to be really cool. Just you guys being here has already made this live stream I mean, at the absolute tops for me. So no matter what the outcome is, I don't care. Just that you guys showed up and just to come out and say hi, I really appreciate it. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Station to all the chat. Station. Hello, hello, hello. And then we got my good friend Robbie from Pop Culture Philosophers. Pop, boom, and Station, my friend. Good to see you. Robbie and I have been messaging back and forth. We're continuing the journey into his Hong Kong flicks journey, and I've just been absolutely loving everything that has come out of that, and having just fun with him doing those things. So good to see you, Robbie. Thanks for popping out tonight. My good buddy Jason from Heroes to Icons. Thank you, my friend, for showing up tonight. Jason has reached out to me a number of times just to make sure that I'm doing okay. Love this brother. He's definitely cut from the same mold that I was cut from, and I love him very much. And so, Jason, thank you very much, my friend, for all the support and love that you show me. And then let's see. Last thing we got here says, Bullseye Bob, you are the man. RR mentioned you in the movie review last night. Pop, boom. Yeah, I got to see Robbie's review. I wasn't expecting him to really get into, Ricky O so quickly, but I knew that brother would love that movie. And I can honestly say it is a complete honor that I was the one who gave him his very own copy, because that is a piece of cinema history that is just absolutely amazing. So it was really cool seeing his review. Let's see here. We got Serge. How's it going, Serge? Says, hey, Bob, no time, no see. Miss you. Know you've been busy at work. Yeah, work is one of those things. But definitely thank you for coming out tonight, my friend. We got Woody from Woody's comic chest. Evening comic fam. Missed you, Bob. Missed you too, Woody. Thanks very much for coming out tonight, saying hi. And then we got my good buddy, Biggie Shack. Yo, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Haven't seen you for a little bit. It's been a minute, but thanks for popping in tonight, man. So cool deal, man. You guys, man, that just absolutely made my night that you guys have come out and just to say hi and watch and support the channel. I really appreciate you guys. And so, yeah, man, I got a couple of things that I just, wanted to share with you guys tonight. And we'll go ahead and get right into it. Just really quick, looks like Robbie said, going to get Jelani and Brooks to review Ricky O in August. Got a spot waiting for you. I would love that. I would love to hear their reactions to it as well. Now that you got a copy, you can spread the love, and we'll get into an amazing movie. Very cool. And we got Spiderweb, my good friend Joe Medina. How's it going, my friend? Good to see you. Recently I got a really cool AOK, and normally, when I get AOKs, it's usually, back issues of stuff that I'm looking for. And this one came from somebody I've gotten to know in the recent months, and have been very privileged and honored to know this brother. You guys know that one of my favorite comic books that has come out in the last year is a book from Black Box Comics called Shi No Kage. And basically it's a samurai-based comics. You guys know how I love samurai stories, and not every samurai story is good. But if you got a really good one, man, I'm gonna grab a hold of it. And Shi No Kage is one of those that just immediately spoke to my heart, and I've absolutely loved that comic book. You guys have heard me support it a number of times here on the channel, on Instagram. If you haven't read this book, definitely go check it out. It is basically a story that takes place in feudal Japan, and one of those things that's a common piece about history from that particular time is that you had these daimyos, these warlords that were constantly vying for power, battling against each other, sometimes banding together, trying to get close to the shogun, sometimes going against the shogun, who was basically the emperor of Japan. And so they were, feudal. They're always warring against each other. And so the story takes place during that time. And there is one clan, the Kayushi clan, that I think that's how you pronounce it, that has a very specific difference between that clan and the other daimyos. This clan, they don't have an army of samurai. They have 7. Yeah, that's right, 7 samurai. So there's a callback to one of the greatest samurai movies in history. But they have 7 samurai. That's it, and their whole army, and they're all the greatest samurai in the empire. You guys caught that, didn't you? Anybody who knows the movie, I'm popping on right there. Yeah, give me a nod because you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, they've got 7 samurai. When you see them on screen, you have this. I wrote it down here because I'm really bad with names. They have a warlord called Master Shoma, and when you see all 7 of them, they all have tissue on. They're basically representations of the underworld in different aspects, and so you get the idea that all of their abilities are supernatural. And one of them has been ambushed and killed. And so we have this main character named Hachiro, and he's been chosen by Master Shoma to go through the tests that it takes to become one of the 7. And so that's kind of the premise of the first 3 issues of this story. And him going through these tests, and they're supernatural in their scope. And as he goes through them, he starts to defeat each one. And then the last test, he actually comes across a sword that is sentient, and not just sentient in the fact that it has all the knowledge of every samurai who's ever held it before, but it can also basically speak to him in the moment to give him the exact move that he needs to use. And Hachiro can hear it. And so he gains the sword, has a relationship with it. That right there is enough basis of premise for you to go off of in this story. It's amazing. And the second half after issue number 3 is the second half of the story, issues 4 through 7. And it's just awesome. I love Shi No Kage. It has continued to be one of the books that I just love every month. And hey, matter of fact, Black Box Comics is in the chat right now. How's it going, guys? Good to see you. And so anyway, the writer of Shi No Kage, Neil, I always remember the last name, Neil Davis. Neil, he's the owner of the Comic Vault in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Great comic store. And I had found out that they had released some limited edition charcoal covers for some of the issues between 4 through 7. And I found out the only way that you get them was to go to the Comics Vault. So I reached out to him and had no idea that the owner of that shop was actually the writer of the comic book. And he had been following me on Instagram, and he was thanking me for all the support that I had given him. And when I told him that I wanted to get these limited edition charcoal covers, he said, "Don't worry, Bob, we got you taken care of." And he did. I got this amazing okay from Neil. And so that's what I'm here to show you guys tonight, because it's just amazing. So if you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend Shi No Kage. You can still get all the issues on Black Box Comics. I think it's .net. Is that right? Or is it .com? You guys help me out in the chat. And you can get the trade paperback. You can still get the floppies. Highly recommend it. It's great reading, great artwork, and it's awesome stuff. Can't give it enough praise. So I get this AOK, and the first thing that comes up is this little note from Neil. It says, "Thank you so much for your support. Hope you like." And oh man, this is awesome. So the first thing that comes up inside of the AOK is the trade paperback, which collects issues 1 through 3. And really cool on the cover here, you can see that both Neil and the artist Gus Malk, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, Malk or Mock. He actually signed. Both of them actually signed this. I think this is the cover by Jay Lee. I know there's a cover and a B cover, and I never could tell which was which, but I think this is the A cover by Jay Lee. Black Box, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's That's what it is. And Black Box, tell me who it is that's actually there in the chat. I know there's a few of you that just use the handle, so tell me who you are. Anyway, so anyway, this is the trade paperback. You can get this very easily. This is where I would start. Check it out. And they just verified it is the Jay Lee cover. Awesome cover. And this is where you're going to start your reading on it. But they and I do already have a copy of this, but now I got a personalized copy here, signed by both Neil and Gus. And so then when they came out with issue number 4, David Mack did a exclusive cover for issue number 4. I already have a couple copies of this, but I don't mind having another one. So they sent me another copy of the David Mack cover, which I absolutely love. And then I already have a copy of this as well, but they sent me the shiny cover, the limited edition shiny cover, which is just amazing. Look at that, you guys. And absolutely love those. And then one of the copies that I didn't have already, they sent to me, and that was from issue number 1, which is the sketch cover. Now, this is really cool because I'm going to get an awesome sketch on this. Don't know what I want yet, but keep this in mind because this is going to come into play later in this AOK, because I got something really cool that I never was expecting, and I can't wait to show you guys this. So there's the first part of the AOK. And then, so here it is. Here's these charcoal covers, you guys. And this is absolutely amazing. So this is the first one. And this is one of the 7, a character named Aichi. And awesome character in this book. And so this is one of the limited edition charcoal covers, again, signed by both Neil and Gus. You guys, thank you so much. I absolutely love these. And then the next one is the next charcoal cover. This is for issue number 6. And here's another one of the 7. This is Mikado. And just look at that. Absolutely great artwork. Absolutely love this. And I don't know how many of these are still available at the Comics Vault, but if you're interested in them, go to just look up the Comics Vault in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Reach out to Neil, let him know that you're interested, and see if you can see if he still has any of these available. Again, both Neil and Gus signed them. And then here's another one with our hero, Hachiro. Absolutely love this cover. This is amazing. Just awesome stuff. Gus Malk is a great artist. Absolutely love the work that he's done on these covers. These limited edition charcoal covers just sang to my heart. Had to have them. And so there's that. And then here you go. Here's the last one. And I don't know if there are more. These are the ones that I got. I haven't asked Neil yet if there are more. But you know me, I'm a completionist. I want them all. But here's issue number 7. And there's Hachiro's sword with the, I don't know if that's the shogunate's castle in the background there. I'm assuming it is. But with the sunburst coming to the clouds there, what an amazing cover. All of these are just, I love them. And, really cool that, he took the time to have both of them, him and Gus to sign them for me. And then here was the absolute kicker, you guys. I was not expecting this at all. They sent me a slab. And that sketch cover, the blank sketch cover that I showed you earlier? Well, Gus did a full-on sketch on issue number 1. There it is. Absolutely amazing. Slabbed, signed, 9.8. Gus, thank you so very much. Neil, thank you so very much. This was beyond for thanking me for support. You guys, I don't expect anything back from that. You guys have created an amazing comic book. Absolutely love it. But you guys, check that out. Isn't that badass? It is so awesome. I love this cover. I was completely amazed when they sent it. I wasn't expecting it, and it blew me away. So from the bottom of my heart, you guys, thank you so much. And I have been absolutely chomping at the bit, waiting to share these amazing covers in this AOK with you guys, because there's just, it's just awesome. Look at that. You can't beat that. It is just awesome. So So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this out of the way here so that I can actually see you guys and not have to be so cumbersome with all this stuff in front of me. But man, you guys, what an AOK. And again, if you guys haven't read this yet, head over to Black Box Comics. Definitely get yourself a copy of the story. You won't be disappointed. It is absolutely amazing. So there we are. Hey guys, good to see y'all. And I know that we got a lot more people in chat here, so let's just go ahead and see who's here. Need some coffee. All right. Let's go back up and see where I left off. Hey, Psychedelic Comics is here. How's it going? Good to see you too. Let's see. Jorm says the set's looking tight. I'll explain about that set in a second, man, because we're probably not going to see that for too much longer. Let's see here. We got Joram. Jorm's mentioning the lighting that I have here. Thanks very much for noticing that. I worked on it before I got with you guys. A la Bueller, he's the one that taught me. Make sure that you can show off your books. That's an important piece. If you guys want tips on how to do your channel right, talk to Bueller, man. He'll hook you up. Autistic Flavors, how you doing? Good to see you. Let's see here. Black Box, thank you so much for you guys showing up tonight. I really appreciate it. Awesome books, you guys, and I love supporting you guys. So thank you so much for coming out. Let's see. I don't want to miss anybody. Apex Comics, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for coming out tonight. Sleepy Reader says, cheers, the Black Box. Absolutely. And let's see. Mastodon, how's it going, my friend? Good to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. And there we go. It was a Jay Lee cover. Absolutely. Mastodon says that Gus Malk is somewhat local to him. So he's also from the Altoona area as well. I guess that would make sense. They collaborated together. That's pretty cool. And let's see here. It says Black Box Comics says the Shi No Kage team is fantastic. Dimitri, how's it going, Dimitri? Thank you very much for telling me who you are. I've talked to you a couple times, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. But yeah, their team is fantastic. The colorist, I can't think of his name. It's Yakudis, I think that's how you pronounce it. Great coloring as well. It's just a well put together book. Absolutely love it. Rogue Trader says, oh man, I'm becoming a huge Mack fan. Oh, David Mack is amazing. You want to see something amazing by David Mack? Go back to the back issues of Daredevil and look for the what do they call it? It was basically the storyline with Echo, and it's like the Spirit Walk storyline. No, that's not what it's called. Anyway, it basically gives you every impression of somebody who's deaf and her walking you through her story, and it's done in like a journal collage format. It was one of the most amazing things I'd ever seen in a comic book when I first read it. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. I don't remember the issue numbers. I want to say it's between 48 and 53, somewhere around there. But amazing, absolutely amazing. That's the series that made me an absolute Mac fan forever, because it was something that I had never seen before in comics, and it was just amazing in its scope. It was pretty cool. Let's see here. We got Jason says beast mode on those charcoal covers. Yeah, absolutely. They're amazing. Joram says that the charcoal covers look so delicate. They're just, I think that that's a good word to describe them, but they're amazing. Absolutely love them. I wouldn't color them at all. Just the shading on them are incredible. Let's see here. Mastodon says, yes, he is. We have a few prints from him. Always good to see him at the cons. Yeah, he's come to Portland a couple of times. And then also at the local shop, then also at the Rose City Comic Con. The guy's amazing, and absolutely love his work. So um, let's see. Woody's Comic Chest says, love the charcoal look. Damien says, incredible. There we go. It looks like you guys really enjoyed the charcoal covers. I'm so glad I was able to get to show these off to you guys. Thank you, my friend. Let's see. Rogue Trader says, it's really great to see you back on, buddy. Thank you so much. It's good to be on. I have I missed you guys. I mean, there's no other way to explain it. I absolutely been missing the community. I've missed being here. And I feel electrified tonight that you guys have come on out and shown up, and that I get to just interact with you. And it's just awesome for me to just have this time with you guys. So really cool. Thanks very much for supporting me, you guys. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to post that comment. Let's see. Steve White, how's it going? Good to see you, Steve. And let's see. People saying hi to each other. Just want to make sure I don't miss anybody that I'm not missing anybody. So Dimitri says, did you see the new book coming out? Yes, it's Ninja Kaiden. Is that what it is? And as soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted it. So definitely, I have not been reading comics for a little bit. I've turned my pull box off, but I definitely told my LCS that I want every copy of it. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And you guys just keep pumping out the martial arts comic books, and I'm there. Okay. And so I'm really looking forward to the new book. And I think that's what it is. Ninja Kaiden, right? It's not Ninja Gaiden. That would be like the game, but I think it's Kaiden. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Rogue Trader says, I'm picking up all the old DD stuff in Alias. Alias is a great read. I'm not a huge fan of that character, but it's such a great read. I absolutely love it. Let's see here. Apex says, okay, Dimitri, I'll buy one of your black box books. There we go. Woody's Comic Chest says, how's the new place coming along? I'll get into that in just a little while. I want to stay on track because I got a couple of different things I want to go over with you guys tonight. And I see that you're also asking about my health. I'll get into that as well. But thank you very much for asking. And then he said, I think I speak for everyone. We really missed you. Thank you so much for saying that. That's just absolutely amazing. I appreciate you guys. That just makes my heart feel good. And again, thank you guys. Joe says, what's your thoughts on the new DD series? Might not be as gritty as before. Huge announcement this week that he's getting his own series. I think when they originally announced that Charlie Cox was coming back to do Daredevil, that he wouldn't be getting his own series, but that Daredevil's story would be told through a number of the TV shows and then the movies, and that we would basically get season 4 kind of pieced together that way, kind of what they were doing with the Hulk, since he didn't have his own movie for so long, and they kind of pieced together his story after the fact. And so to get the announcement that we're actually getting a new season of Daredevil, I was beyond the beyond. So I'm really looking forward to it. May not be as gritty as before. To me, I'm just happy to have him back. I love Charlie Cox. I love Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin. I really hope they get, I can't think of his name, the guy that was playing Bullseye in season 3. And I really hope we get a fully realized, fully costumed Bullseye in this next season, whatever that may be. And so, yes, I am very much looking forward to it. Even if it's not as gritty, just make sure that Daredevil is coming to me on a constant basis. Live, a live action. That's what I care about. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, but again, you guys, thank you so much for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it. And it's been too long, and there's been so much going on. Probably too much to recount tonight, but we'll get into a few of those things. So, by the way, before I stop with this, with the Shi No Kage, one of the things that I have a little inside information on, I don't think this is giving away too much, but beyond issue 7, we are going to get more. The story will continue after issue 7. So I was very happy to hear that from Neil. And he told me a couple other things, which I'm not gonna talk about, but definitely very happy we're gonna get more Shi No Kage. So definitely pick that book up. Definitely support it, you guys. Yeah, it's just awesome. Yeah, so check it out. Normally when the movies come out for the MCU or any comic book movie, I'm usually first in line to go because I hate spoilers. I hate waking up on Friday morning and everybody's already talking about it and I missed out. So usually Thursday night when the movie, isn't even really supposed to be technically in the theater yet, I'll go on Thursday night and, my wife and I, that's one of the favorite things to do. And we go see that movie, no spoilers, and go check them out. Well, Doctor Strange is one of the few that I didn't go on opening night. And so I've been kind of very much, looking forward to, I don't know if we have anybody in here with a wrench, and I don't have time to, add wrenches right now. I don't really know how to do that on the fly. So I'm going to block that person. But we didn't get to go the opening night of Doctor Strange. So I've been chomping at the bit, waiting to go, like totally turning off any channel that was talking about it because I didn't want to be biased when I went to go see it. So last night we got to go see Doctor Strange. And so I'm going to give you kind of my gut feeling, my reviews on it. And, and so if you guys haven't seen the movie and you don't want to hear any spoilers, just warning you now, I'm going full on spoilers with this thing. Just going to give you my thoughts on it. And so I just want to warn you up front because I know some people don't like that. And so if you want to just kind of tune out for a minute, I'm going to talk about Doctor Strange. So I know that a number of people have seen it. So maybe you guys can mirror some of the thoughts that I'm having with it. But my first initial thought when I saw this movie is I think the first 20 minutes or so told me everything that I need to know about this movie. Not that I was disappointed, but you guys know we've been dealing with Marvel for quite some time in the comic book industry. And we know where Marvel cuts corners. We know when a book is rushed. And, I mean, for some of us who have been, at this for a while, we can tell when those things happen. And in the first 20 minutes of this movie, the first thing that was just glaring at me was how bad the CGI was. Now, it wasn't this way through the whole movie, but definitely in that first 20 minutes where, they're in basically after the wedding, and I can't think of the creature, Asmogorath, I think is what his name is. I'm bad with names. But that whole sequence with America Chavez and the CGI just was not on point. Not what I've come to expect from the MCU. And so it told me that part of the movie was rushed. They definitely packed that whole beginning scene together. It felt rushed, not to the same standard that we're used to getting from those movies. And that bothered me because it's like now what you're going to be doing, what you do in the comic books, you're going to start applying to the movies because you already have a fan base. You can get away with certain things. And they definitely didn't take the time to make sure that part of the movie was as polished as the rest. I think there's a part where you see America Chavez running at the screen and you got, that, is it Asmogorath, you guys? I can't remember. Running at the screen and it's behind her, and you can just tell how bad the green screen was and the meshing of it. And so yes, I realized that what they probably originally intended for this movie is not what we got. And but having said that, I highly enjoyed the movie. There were things that happened inside of this movie that I was not expecting, but then also at the same time, there was pieces of it that felt highly predictable, and so I'm not going to say that it was an overly great movie, but it definitely wasn't one of the MCU's best movies. But I think with Sam Raimi doing the direction, we had a cohesive story, which I was expecting parts of it to not make sense. And I didn't get that. Everything made sense. It was all tied up. I think my wife pointed out a good way of saying it. We had a very cohesive story, but it felt like it was just a bunch of vignettes in getting there. We had all these scenes put together in order to create that story instead of it flowing by itself. Just these vignettes putting together in order to get to where we needed to be. So, that's pretty much, I wouldn't say a bad thing, but it definitely to me detracted from the overall me letting go and just being there. I had issues with the way they did Benedict Cumberbatch's hair. I don't know why, but in the first couple of movies we've seen Doctor Strange, there wasn't anything wrong with it. But in this movie, it just didn't look right. I don't know what it was. So anyway, but highly enjoyed this movie. There is a scene in the middle of the movie where we basically get the MCU version of the Illuminati. And so that right there, just I knew it was coming, but I couldn't help just geeking out when John Krasinski hops onto when they reveal him as Reed Richards. You know me, man. I'll scream out in the theater. I was like, "Oh!" Because I've been wanting that fool as Reed Richards for a long time. So it was really cool to see that. They showed Black Bolt, and I was really sad that Anson Mount, who played him in the horrible MCU TV series of The Inhumans, they brought him back to play Black Bolt. I absolutely loved that. Of course, we got Patrick Stewart as Professor X, and seeing all of those, different characters and people was just incredible. I think the highlight of the whole thing was Captain Carter. I can't think of the actress's name who plays her, but she was freaking amazing. That part, there's a part where she's going up against Wanda Maximoff, and there's a comment that's made, and she says, just like Cap, I can do this all day. Both my wife and I just grabbed a hold of each other, man. It was just an awesome part of that scene. And but truly, in its scope, I think they pulled off something that was nigh impossible with all the threads that they were putting together. And they made a great story, but I really think it was not the original story we were supposed to get. I think I remember hearing rumors in the very beginning that the villain was supposed to be Nightmare. I think after the Wanda streaming TV series that we got off of Disney Plus, the way they set that up, I think that changed in the scope of what they decided to go with. And because of these changes, some of the movie was rushed and didn't take away from the overall piece of it. I'll just say that, in the scope of this movie and how much I enjoyed it, it was definitely, it's definitely going to become one of my favorite. I'll just put that out there. So I'm not trying to ding it anyway. I'm just trying to be honest with my review of it. There were so many things that happened that I just absolutely loved. And, there's a piece in the end of the movie where we kind of tie up Wanda's story, and we're supposed to get emotionally connected to what's gone on with her. And because of the fact that they leaned into her so hard as a villain, I didn't feel that emotional connection with the end. I kind of wanted a little more struggle between Wanda and Scarlet Witch to bring that to its fruition. Because I'll just be honest, with the TV series at the end of it, I was in tears. It was emotionally resonated with me. I think they did it very well. But the movie didn't hit me emotionally like that did. And I think that's what Sam Raimi was trying to do, is bring it full scope to, back to her struggle. And and it just didn't hit. So these are small things, you guys. I really enjoyed this movie, and I would definitely give it 4.5. I just use Robbie's terminology here. I'll give it 4.5. You digs? That's how much I dug it. What did you guys think of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Anybody who's seen it, there's my review. No, all spoilers gone. And so let's check back into the chat here and see what I've missed. So let's see here. Biggie says Bueller's getting some sun and macking on honeys. Yeah, he did post a picture today of some shoreline with a couple of girls. I was just like, I was cracking up. Yeah, you were exactly right, bro. Let's see. TM Nerdy says, what'd you think of the Thor trailer? I'll get into that in just a second. Testing the shocks on the Buells. I don't think he has enough money to replace that suspension, man, so you better be careful. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see. Apex says he enjoyed Doctor Strange too. Yeah, again, I can't wait to see it again. There were some things that happened that just I absolutely loved in that movie, especially that whole Illuminati section of the movie. I'm totally geeked out in that particular part. I just love that. Let's see. John and Damien are eating dinner. TM Nerdy says, I seen it opening night. Spoil away. Thank you very much. Joe says, so it was too predictable. I don't know about too predictable, but it definitely was predictable in parts. My thing was I was just very surprised that they were able to keep it cohesive and a great story from beginning to end, with, opening up the whole multiverse thread and trying to introduce new characters and all of the scope of what they did. I think it was an accomplishment. So I definitely want to give it a high praise for that. And Joe says, damn, better than Morbius. You know what? I haven't seen Morbius yet. And again, normally I go see movies on the first night. I was so disappointed with what I had seen in the trailer. And I knew I probably wasn't going to go see it on opening night. And I have a few people that I really trust when it comes to their opinions of movies. And I just heard it was a pile of junk. And so I know it's streaming right now, so I'll probably see it streaming. But I am so sick of Sony taking that property and completely flubbing it up. Anything they do seems outside of the MCU. I don't like it. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that love the first Venom movie. I thought it was enjoyable, but I really, when it comes to the scope of what we've gotten, I think it's a horrible representation of Venom. And I don't know. I'm surprised that it made as much money as it did. And the second movie, I don't even want to talk about that second movie. It just probably one of those movies I'll probably never watch again. It was that forgettable. You ruined Carnage. I mean, you had an amazing opportunity to do Carnage right, and I thought it was just horrible. So I was not excited for Morbius, and everything that I've heard about it is trash. And so I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I will watch it on streaming, but I did not feel that I wanted to put my money down to go see it on the big screen. And so, yeah, there's my thoughts on that one. Let's see. And Joe says, Morbius was all over the place and crappy. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. What he says, I currently have over 16,000 books. And my favorite one is the one Bob signed on the back. Which one did I sign? Was that mine and Bueller's exclusive? Yeah, man. I think I haven't signed too many books. I think you're probably talking about that. Let's see. Rogue Trader says, I felt it was the best of all the MCU movies. It's a hard bar for me when it comes to Endgame. I can't say that it was better than Endgame, and but it definitely was an amazing movie, my friend. And so I don't fault you at all saying it was one of the best for sure. Or, I mean, you're calling it the best of all time. So I wouldn't put it up that high, but it's definitely up there for sure. Apex says, don't really expect much from Disney and Marvel. I don't know. I have high expectations, and I just hope that they don't ruin what we've got. And I mean, I know it has to come to an end at some point, but it seems like they're really leaning hard into the new Avengers, and that's probably what they're mainly going to focus on going forward. I'm waiting for Secret Wars, y'all. If they bring back the the directors, the brothers, I can't think of their names. They bring them back to do Secret Wars, man. I'm all over it. Let's see. Yeah, Haley Atwell, that's her name, as Captain Carter. I love that part. Let's see. Question Disney stuff. Marvel has got to work on their paper quality, as we have all mentioned many times. You know, Marvel cutting corners in their books is just beyond me. When you got small companies that are putting out their best work for lower prices on the most premium stuff that you can get, that's a travesty. They need to. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Let's see. Marvel relied too much on WandaVision and Doctor Strange too. I think that they did. I don't want to say too much, but I think that became the focal point of their story. I don't think that was originally the original idea when it came to the Multiverse of Madness, and so, but they definitely changed it once that story came out. I want to see the director's cut too. All the stuff with Bruce Campbell. Just give me a montage of 15 minutes with Bruce Campbell and I'm good. Let's see here. Rogue Trader says Doctor Strange is much better the second time. I can see that. There was so much going on and I was trying to pick apart everything. And just, you know, I think the second time would be much better. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's see here. Rogue Trader says Morbius would have been better if it was 30 minutes longer. Really? That's an interesting point. I haven't heard anybody say that yet, but I trust your judgment. So I will eventually see it, and I'll give you my thoughts on it. But I just didn't want to go see and be. I just don't want to be disappointed again. I love you know, Spider-Man. I love this, you know, the Spider-Verse. And I just don't want them taking the stuff that I love and just completely disappointing me with it. And that's what I felt like I was going to get with Morbius. So that's why I kind of stayed away from it. Let's go ahead and block these users again. Let's see. I really hope we get up to SummerCon. I have to press a lot of books at the hotel prices. Stay tuned on that, my friend. I'm waiting for the travel agent to get back to me. I may be able to get those rooms for $79 a night again. And if I do, I'm going to offer it to a few people so that they can come on up to SummerCon, because you can't beat the price for as nice as that hotel is. And so if I can get those prices, I'll make sure that you know, and we'll get you booked up there. So stay tuned on that. We're not done with this conversation. Russo brothers, thank you very much. That's exactly right. Ralph Faust, how's it going, my friend? Good to see you too. It was the exclusive book. It's on Mylar. I don't know. Maybe I missed the thread on that one. Let's see. Rogue Trader says quality is the subject of our next show Monday morning. Awesome. You guys definitely check out the Rogue Traders channel. He puts out a lot of great comic book content. He's a gem of the comic book community, and go give him some support. Subscribe to his channel. He puts out a lot of great content, and you can learn a lot from watching his show. Quality is a great subject, and definitely one of those that a lot of people who have been in the industry for a long time need to pay more attention to, for sure. Let's see. John Stout says I'm staying at my old-fashioned one, and it's $125 a night. Okay, there you go, Eric. There's another one. But again, like I said, if I can get those prices, I'll make sure that you know. Let's see. I'm just going to jump down here a little bit. Let's see. I don't trust my judgment. I like any comic book movie. I hear that, buddy. Artistic Flavor says, let's see Army of Darkness versus Marvel Zombies. Thank you for bringing up Marvel Zombies. That's one of the things inside of the Doctor Strange movie that that we got in the end. That there was the piece where the dream walking. You had basically Doctor Strange, a semi-zombie, was really cool. I think it opened the door for some things, and so maybe we will get a Marvel Zombie property movie-wise, which I think would be amazing. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Definitely. So, some people have asked what I thought about the Thor trailer. I am very much looking forward to the Thor movie. I loved the last one. I love Taika Waititi. I think he's an amazing director. I love his comedy. Um, that's the one thing that worries me about this next movie. Are they going to lean too much into the comedy of this next one? Because I mean, most of the trailers that we've got so far has been um, mostly just all comedy. So it doesn't feel like there's much seriousness inside of it, except for the part when you see Behemoth in the background and you see him dead, and Thor and Korg are looking at him. Inside of this new trailer, we got our first look at Gore the God Butcher, and I think Jason posted earlier from Heroes to Icons. He said, "Am I the only one who's not liking this?" And I don't think he's the only one. I think a lot of people are very upset. I mean, Marvel has all this money that they, can produce these amazing characters with. And I think Two Brothers Comics said he looks like Uncle Fester. I wouldn't go that far, but definitely not what we were expecting. I would have rather have seen um, a an authentic representation of Gore the God Butcher. Is not that hard of a character to produce. I know that a lot of studios and a lot of actors don't like to cover the faces of the actors. I mean, that's why we get Spider-Man with the hood off as much as we do inside the movies, because people want to see the character and get all the expressions and acting. When it comes to some of these major characters, a lot of them, there's a lot of actors that don't like to be fully CGI'd, because it doesn't show off who they are, even though we know who they are. And I don't know if this was a decision that was made by Christian Bale and the studios to kind of draw back on the CGI part of it, and so we can see more of Christian Bale in the character. I don't care. That's not Gore the God Butcher. Normally, I don't really care too much when it comes to these things, because I know that I'm not going to get a 100% accurate representation of what I know from the comic books, which I'd love to see in some aspects. But when it comes to that, that seems like an easy one, and I don't know. I'm not too sold on the way he looks, but I'm still looking forward to the movie. Gore is an amazing villain or protagonist, and so I'm looking forward to seeing how that all plays out. But I agree with everyone. I really wish that they would have leaned more into the CGI. But for the rest of the trailer, even though I loved it, 90% of it was all comedy. So are they just going to lean all comedy inside of this movie? Because we need some gravitas if you're going to be talking about Gore the God Butcher and how that all plays out. And so I'm hoping there's a balance. I really am. But other than that, was excited to see it. And I think at this point, I'm going to start shutting myself off to any more speculation or any more trailers. That's kind of what I do, because I'm always afraid they're going to show too much of the movie. And I don't want to see the whole movie before I actually see it in trailers and in everybody's theories. I want to be completely surprised and in the moment when I see that movie. So I probably won't lean too much into any more of the trailers, TV trailers, spot trailers, foreign trailers that they come out with it, because I think I've seen enough of the movie so far that I'm done with this point. So from here until it comes out in July, I pretty much stay away from anything that I see that says the word Thor on it when it comes to trailers or that movie. But yeah, there's my thoughts on the Thor trailer. And yeah, what did you guys think of it? I mean, you are you okay with Christian Bale looking like that? I mean, does it bother you? I mean, I don't, it doesn't bother me enough to not see the movie, but it definitely wasn't what I feel is Gore the God Butcher, and that's what I wanted to see. Um, so let's see. Woody says you should make a Bob bus. No, I will not be making a Bob bus. I completely love what my brother Bueller is doing. I'm living vicariously through all the posts that he's making. He is living his dream, and I'm so happy for him. I couldn't be happier for him because I mean, a couple things. In all his posts, he's lost weight. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but he looks younger, um, and he looks happy. And I know that through some of the phone calls that I've had with him, there are things that are happening while he's on the road that he was so hoping for. There was I don't know if he's told this on any of his videos. I haven't been able to watch all of them yet, but he had an interaction with a guy that basically was a huge Spawn fan back in the day. Hasn't been collecting for years, and so he kind of got in a conversation with Bueller about comics. And and if I give this story away, sorry Bueller, but it's too beautiful for me not to share. So I'm just gonna bring it out here. But bottom line is that this guy basically told Bueller he hadn't collected in years, that he was a huge Spawn fan back in the day, that he had a number of all the comics that had come out at the time, but the one that had always eluded him was issue number 1. And Bueller, just right out of the blue, he says, "You want issue number 1?" And the guy's all, "What, like now?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he pops into the bus, grabs Spawn number 1, which of course he had, and brings it out and hands it to this guy. And this guy had no idea about the comic community, had no idea, that people still collected like this. And this guy was completely floored by the fact that here's Bueller giving him the book that he, never was able to get before. Now he has his own copy, and he got excited about comic books. And here's Bueller basically spreading the comic book love and getting people to get excited about comics while he's on the road. And that's like, if he can do that's more of his dream than anything else. And I absolutely loved hearing that story. Practically brought me to tears. Love my brother, love what he's doing, but it's things like that that are completely fueling him. And I'm loving hearing about it. So sorry to spoil that story if you haven't told it yet, dude. But I mean, think about that, you guys. I mean, this guy hadn't collected in years, and here's Bueller giving him his very own copy of the book that he was never able to get way back in the day. Freaking awesome. I just love it. So, but for me, Bob Bus is not something that I think I just way too much that he's doing out there that's not. I mean, I just couldn't physically do it. I mean, at one time in my life, I probably could have, but giving up my comforts to go on the road. I love kicking back in my chair, y'all. I love my favorite blanket. I love my favorite cup to put my coffee in, and kicking back in, whether it's the heat during the winter or the air conditioning during the summer, and my big screen TV. And I'm not giving up those things that go on the road, no matter how much I love comic books. And I'm just being honest. But this is one of those things that he's always wanted to do, and I'm so happy for him because he truly is living his dream. And I mean, he's going to be coming back into town here in Portland here pretty soon, hopefully sooner than later. And I'm really excited about that because we get to hang out with him, and I'm sure you'll have more stories for us. But he's really is living the dream. So very cool, very cool. Let's see, we got John Big Daddy Ross. How's it going there, John? Good to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. And let's see, Woody's Comic Chest says he gave Spawn number 1 to that guy. What a moment that was. What a great feeling. Absolutely. We got Sal. How's it going, Sal? Haven't seen you for a while either. Thanks for showing up tonight. So just here's the thing, guys. As you guys know, still in the process of buying Bueller's house. This was not a process that I ever thought it would evolve the way that it has. It has been a roller coaster ride, and some things have happened that have kind of caused the progression of the story. And I don't want to get into all the details right now. That's for another video later on, because I think once we get to the end of it and the celebration happens and we finally are able to move in, it's going to be quite a story, and it is definitely one to be told. But we have had to go through financing. We've had to go through a number of repairs on the house, and do some remodeling, because once you start doing some of those repairs, you can't put the old stuff back in. You definitely need to put new stuff in. And so we got to choose like the flooring that we wanted, the paint that we wanted, and totally get this place ready for us to move in. Now that we're all done with all the repairs, last Monday, they finally came in and did the appraisal of the house, which was the next big step. There are some documents that we needed to provide, because they have really been on me about everything on my finances. And in some of these cases, we've had to jump through hoops to basically show where I've got monies from. And that part has been stressful. But everything is in. Now we're just waiting for them to come and basically approve those last documents. Once those last documents are approved with the appraisal that's come through last week, then they're going to order the loan docs. That should be in about 3 or 4 days. Once that happens, we're looking at another 2, maybe 3 weeks, and everything should be closed up, finalized, and we should be able to move in at that point. My wife and I are looking so forward to this. We have been wanting this for so long. Again, I mean, this process has taken a lot longer than we thought it would. It's been a huge roller coaster. I mean, it's consumed all of my thoughts. And so there's a reason why I have not lent myself to too much even comic book reading. I put my pull list on hold. You guys have seen I really haven't been around lately. And there's other circumstances to go along with that as well. A couple of health issues popped up. Most of you don't know, but I ended up getting an abscess, and that abscess ended up basically bursting inwardly, not outwardly, and it burst next to a major artery. So I ended up getting a bacterial infection, and actually caught it just in time that I didn't get a massive dose of sepsis, but I ended up getting sepsis in my bloodstream. Was in the hospital and being pumped full of antibiotics, and that knocked me down for about almost 2 weeks, because the wound after that had to be dressed at least twice a day. My poor wife, because I can't reach in those places, and she had to basically nurse and clean and dress and pack the wound. And so that was like a period of 2 weeks where I was fully down. And so things like that have happened along the way here. And so it's just been this roller coaster ride of the things going on with the house, and all the kind of stressful situations, and then issues with my health. One of the good things is when this whole thing happened to me, they did a CAT scan, and lo and behold, they found something internally that's been going on with me, that was something I've been dealing with for a long time, but at least the last 8 years. Just to let you guys know, I've had diverticulitis. Had a major surgery about 5 years ago where they removed a foot of my colon. Too much information, I know. But in the CAT scan, when they did the CAT scan to look for the sepsis, they found that a lot of diverticulitis have now grown back. So that is definitely a concern, and it's been flaring up. And so it's one of those things where it's just this constant ride. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me, a lot of people that have been checking on me. And so I really appreciate those people who have done that. I appreciate the prayers. I appreciate the support. And it's just, all these things have kind of taken place between the last time I updated you guys and now. And I'm not gone, you guys. I am just basically waiting for the house to be closed and some other things to basically take place, so I got some closure, and then I can get back into what I love as far as my hobbies and hanging out and doing all these other things that you normally see me do. I can't wait to get back to those things. But truthfully, my thoughts have been consumed with all these things, and I definitely have been trying more and more to take care of myself health wise, because it's just taken away from so much of what I would normally do. And so again, thank you guys for reaching out and supporting me. Bottom line is that Bob's going nowhere. You will see me back on a regular cadence here pretty soon. And I hope to be able to put more content out sooner than later. But until then, thank you guys for the support. Just trust me, I'm not going anywhere. I love you guys, and I can't wait to interact with you and find out how you all are doing. And I just appreciate this community so much. You mean so much to me, and I can't express enough how much I love you guys and love how much you've supported me. And thank you, just thank you very much. So that's it. That's the update. We're almost there, guys. You guys can't, the work that has been done on this house is amazing. Just the backyard alone. I can't wait to sit out there with my coffee and my Bible or my comic books, either one, and just be out there and just read, looking out through the trees. And it's just an amazing feeling that we're going to finally have our own house, and it'll be all ours, and we're going to enjoy every minute of it. All this Bob Cave you see here in the next week is going to be taken down, because we're just packing up everything. And so this is the last time that you're going to see this version of the Bob Cave. Of course, I showed you guys a mini version of what the kind of a before picture before. I'll bring up some after pictures later on, but we're going to get there, guys. We're almost there. So I'm just going to check a few more things inside of the chat here, and then we're going to wrap this up. But let's see who else here. Buying Bueller's house, absolutely. And Bueller's family has been great, by the way, because it actually is Bueller's mom and his uncle's house, and they have been absolutely amazing. I just love his family. Woody says we feel you're part of the family here in Oklahoma. Truth there, brother. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. You guys are definitely the comic community's extended family for me. I just love all you guys, so I appreciate that. Dave, how's it going, my friend? Says I can relate. Just bought a house, closed a few weeks ago. Glad it's over. Congratulations, my friend. Anybody who's gone through that process knows how stressful it can be. Let's see. Raphael says, feel you on diverticulitis. I had to drastically change my diet about 2 years ago. Yeah, it's no joke. And the first time that it came up on me, I've never been the same since. So it's really nothing to mess with. And so it's just one of those things that you can't prepare for it. You never know what it's going to happen. And it's a disease that there's so much information out there that nobody has pinpointed what the actual cause is or what the actual cure is either. And so like I see here, JD, how's it going, my friend? He says, I hope you're following a vegan diet. There's differing opinions on that. There are some doctors who basically believe that it's seeds and nuts and things like that that's the bane, which are the things that can get trapped in those areas. But there are other doctors that subscribe to it's not about a vegan diet, because what they're doing with the vegan diet is to try to push more fiber through your system so things are running through quicker. And there are some doctors that say, no, you don't want to do that, because that pushes just more through those areas, and that can be the cause of more possibilities of causing issues. And so there's a lot of information out there about it, and doctors disagree. There's no one consensus on what the actual truth of what the real way you should go with this is. And so I have been studying as much as I can on it. And I just know that I hate when they put me on the Cipro and Metro dual antibiotics, because it just knocks me down. And I just want to stay away from that as much as possible. I probably don't watch my diet as much as I should, but I'm definitely watching my diet more as we're going forward, because I definitely don't want another surgery. So, but I appreciate the notion. Apex says, glad I'm back. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate you. Woody says, guarantee you're in my prayers. I mean that from the heart. Thank you so much, man. You know me, prayers are where the battle is won, and I covet all the prayer I can get. So thank you very much for that. Fight the Good Fight says, I'm happy for you with regards to the house, bro. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Coffee and comics with Bob. Absolutely. I hope me and Bueller can do another coffee and comic show at some point. I know that we've talked about it, but it'll come. Odie says, we're proud of you, Bob. So happy you and your wife are happy and pulling through the hard times. Absolutely, my friend. And you're right. I mean, we're almost there. So thank you. We got the Ralph House says, I actually changed to mostly carnivore diet. Don't have any pain anymore. I've been reading a lot about that. And there are so many benefits to that. And there's a lot of information out there that a lot of it doesn't, I'm not finding any negatives, except for people who have an aversion to meat, of course. But that one is one that we're looking at. And I don't know if I'll go that direction. I don't know if I can. That's something I'm going to go with my doctor on. But that's one that intrigues me very much. No sugar, no carbs, lost plenty of weight. Yeah. And that, again, we can't go fully into one diet or another. We can go some part of it in. But anyway, appreciate that. Take your vitamins, work out twice a week. I need to get more exercise. I will admit that for sure. Bronze Age Page, how's it going, my friend? Or the Bronze Page. Says, hey, Bob, it's been a minute. You had surgery, did not know. Prayers out to you. Miss you on Instagram. Thanks very much. I didn't actually have surgery. I just had that that abscess that happened. But I did have surgery about 5 years ago. And so, but anyway, good to see you, man. Keith, Cold Brew is waiting. How's it going, Keith? Oh, so good to see you, brother. We need to get together because I want to hear your testimony for the missions trip. Keith just went to Costa Rica with the team from church and did a mission trip, and I can't wait to hear all the amazing testimony that came out of that. So good to see you, Keith. And then we got Apex says, eat good steak, Bob. Thank you, my friend. I plan on it. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much. I so appreciate you guys. Thank you for showing up tonight. You guys have been amazing. It's just been good to interact with you. It's good to see you. It's good to just get on and put some content out and just update you guys and show off, some of the stuff that I've been getting. But you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Love y'all so much. And again, thank you for the prayers, guys. That right there is what I covet the most, because that's where all the battles are won. And I truly believe that that's where most of my healing is going to come from, is from interacting with the God of the universe, Jesus Christ. I love him so much. And I really appreciate you guys, all the prayers that I can get. So really quick, Brian from Comic Crazy. How's it going, Brian? Thank you very much for showing up. Just that you're here, man, makes my night. Thank you so much for stopping by. Sent you an email. Please check that out. Hoping to get a call in with you tomorrow. Two Gun Pedro's here. Pew pew. Good to see you too, my friend. And then we got Papa Ken. Love you guys. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for popping out tonight. You guys know how I always end this. Please support your local comic shop and Excelsior. Love you guys. Take care.